So Jasmine told Mama D, you text her saying you'll give her more money if she gives you more.
What? Come on, dog. Like, I don't be around that. I don't even come to your door because you come to the door naked.
What the going on? You stuttering. He want to talk about she come to the door naked. Like, oh, she do? Oh, you just now bringing that up now that something's been brought up? Like, bro, I'm hearing a lot of excuses. I should be hearing the bitch's line. Just keep it up. But at the end of the day, for real, like, what the?
All that nigga got time for. You still dragging me all this time, got me back in court, wasting money. I'm constantly always giving you extra money. Jasmine is back up on 10 trying to ruin my life. You're single, you don't have a man, and you're miserable.
The glistening lights of Atlanta's nightlife scene were vibrant and bustling. But inside the frosty home, a storm of betrayal, trust, and secrets was brewing between Rasheeda and her husband, Kirk Frost. This storm threatened to destroy years of their marriage. Rasheeda had been searching for the truth for months, and tonight she finally had the answers she needed. But the revelation would have a price. Rasheeda had always taken pride in her role as a boss, a prosperous businesswoman, and the owner of her empire. She had worked extremely hard to achieve her current status while juggling her family and her relationship with Kirk, her longtime husband. Although they had their share of ups and downs, Rasheeda had always thought that their relationship could withstand any hardship. But there were whispers that had been circulating for far too long. Rumors of Kirk's adultery, a woman named Jasmine, and a payment that Rasheeda couldn't ignore began months ago. And although she had attempted to dismiss them as mere rumors, something inside of her exploded when she learned that Jasmine had received money from Kirk for hanging out with him. The news was particularly painful because it wasn't merely a passing fancy. Rather, this was something Kirk supposedly paid for in a financial transaction, which caused Rasheeda to doubt their connection in every way. Friends had informed Rasheeda that Kirk had been paying Jasmine money to spend time with him in ways that went much beyond the scope of business dealings. Rasheeda found it hard to believe her husband could be involved in such a deal. Unable to shake, was this the most recent in a string of betrayals, or was it an isolated error? After weeks of silence, the doubts continued to race through her head, keeping her awake at night and wondering if the person she had built her life with had lost all regard for their union. As she stood in the center of their opulent living room, thinking, Rasheeda realized it was time to approach Kirk and demand the truth. Raised, she had to be resilient for her family, their business, and herself, but she knew in her heart that this encounter would permanently alter the course of events. After a hard day, Kirk came home without realizing the storm that was about to hit him. He welcomed Rasheeda with a grin, but she didn't return it. Instead, they locked eyes, her demeanor steadfast and chilly. "Kirk, we must speak." Rasheeda spoke in a calm yet forceful tone. Kirk's smile dimmed as he noticed the strain in her eyes. "What's up, sweetie? You seem distressed." "I know what you've been doing, Kirk, and I'm done playing games." Rasheeda's body language indicated that she wasn't backing down by crossing her arms over her chest. Rasheeda inhaled deeply as Kirk's face tensed. "What are you talking about?" "Kirk, I am aware of the money. I am aware that you paid Jasmine to spend time with you. Am I correct? I believe that something that only belonged in our marriage was what you paid her for." Kirk's eyes briefly widened, but he made a hasty effort to gather himself. "Rasheeda, please stop lying to me. It's not what you think." "Kirk," Rasheeda retaliated sharply, "you act as though I'm unaware of what's been going on, but you've crossed the line that I can't ignore. You've been paying this woman to be with you while sneaking around." Kirk ran a hand. His annoyance was growing through his hair. "Rasheeda, it wasn't like that. It was an error. I didn't intend for it to go this bad, but you have to realize that things have been wild, and I wasn't thinking clearly." Rasheeda stepped forward, her eyes flaming with rage. "Is that your justification for not thinking clearly? You paid a lady to have sex with you, Kirk, and that's not just an error, it's treachery. Don't even try to tell me it was only a business deal. I'm not that dumb." You've lied to me before, Kirk, but this is a whole new level. You've passed a boundary from which I can't return. I've spent my entire life with you, and you repay me with this. Kirk looked guilty yet defensive when Rasheeda interrupted him. You have to trust me that I didn't mean to hurt you. But things weren't like that, Rasheeda. Been difficult between us. I apologize for the error and swear not to let it happen again. How can I believe you, Kirk? Rasheeda's voice was filled with grief in addition to her raging wrath. After everything you've done, how can I believe you? You claim it was an error, but you paid her for a commercial transaction, not just one night, and I'm expected to ignore the deafening quiet in the room. Rasheeda's feelings were racing, and she wasn't sure where to turn next. The betrayal seemed like a wound that couldn't be closed with an apology, and the hurt was profound. I require room. Kirk, she replied, I need time to figure out if this is something I can get past. I don't know if I can forgive you for this. I don't even know if I'd like to. In a tone that was gentler but still heavy with her anguish. Kirk couldn't speak. His heart sank when he recognized the seriousness of his actions. It's too late for that, Kirk. You've already lost me with that. Rasheeda shook her head and stepped back, saying, Please don't do this. I love you. I don't want to lose you. She then turned and left the room, leaving Kirk standing there, his regrets and guilt suffocating him. For the first time in a long time, Kirk Frost had to face the reality that he had made a decision. Rasheeda knew the road ahead would be difficult because trust had been broken, and there was no assurance that it could be restored. But she was a survivor, a queen who had built her empire from the ground up, and regardless of what happened with Kirk, she was prepared to fight through the pain. That might just cost him everything he had known in his life, including his marriage, his family, and his life. The fight for her future was far from done, but Rasheeda was determined not to let anyone, not even her husband, bring her down.
Jasmine told Mama D, you text her saying you'll give her more money if she gives you more.
What? Come on, dog. Like, I don't be around that. I don't even come to your door because you come to the door naked.
What the going on? You stuttering. He want to talk about she come to the door naked. Like, oh, she do? Oh, you just now bringing that up now that something's been brought up? Like, bro, I'm hearing a lot of excuses. I should be hearing the bitches lying. Just keep it up. But the end of the day, for real, like, what the?
All that nigga got time for. You still dragging me all this time, got me back in court, wasting money. I'm constantly always giving you extra money. Jasmine is back up on 10 trying to ruin my life. You're single, you don't have a man, and you're miserable.